What's up, guys? This is Theo here. Welcome back to CodeCademy tutorials, Introduction to JavaScript Part 3. So I'll go back and show you guys where we're at. We are at the third lesson here, Introduction to Functions in JavaScript. So this course introduces functions, why we use them, and how to use them. The course also combines functions with other programming concepts previously learned. So let's check it out. I'm going to go in here, reset the code, and again, just go right into the instructions. So we're going to use the if-else statement. Speed is greater than 80, console.log slow down. So we'll say console.log slow down, and then else console.log drive safe. So let's run this in our interpreter and predict the correct string, safe, sorry. And cool, so let's go on to the next lesson and reset this code. And so it wants to, okay, so it says line 3 declares the function, gives it a name. Okay, so here's our function. Okay, so function is wrapped within these braces. Okay, so you could actually just have it, like, you could have it like this without this variable, or just storing it in a variable. So it has a name, but you could also say function divide by 3 here, and then get rid of that variable. This is a function function declaration inside of a variable. So it says on line 12, replace the 6 with any number. So now, this is how we invoke our function. We say the name of it with these parentheses. This says invoke this function, okay? And this takes in a number. This is called a parameter. You can call this whatever you want. In this case, it's a number. It doesn't actually, this might be kind of confusing because of the data type, but we'll probably get into that later on. So all this does is it divides our number by 3 and then gives us that response. You can sort of see what the logic behind that. So 12, we should get back 4. There we go, there's 4, cool. So let's start our next lesson. Reset this code. So this is line 11, we're going to call our greeting function. So if you remember, to invoke our function, we give it the name, in parentheses, and we want to put in a name. So you can see it's saying great to see you plus the name that we put in. So we're going to say Theo, great to see you, Theo. So that's cool. I'm going to reset this code. And so let's work at this. So we're going to declare a function, call it food demand. So food demand, we're going to store this in a variable. It's going to be a function. And call the parameter, and we're going to call it food. That's what we're going to take in one argument. It's going to be called food. And we're going to log out what the user enters with this. I want to eat plus empty space and then plus food. And now we're going to call our function food demand, and we're just going to put pizza in here. And now, if all goes well, I want to eat pizza. If we change this to hamburgers and we run this, I want to eat hamburgers. Cool. Let me reset that code. And so let's see, we're going to debug now. So look at line 9, has many syntax errors. See how lack of spacing makes debugging hard. Fix the function on line 9. So I'm just going to do this. So what we're going to do is change it. We're going to look at what we need. So sort of using intuition. So it looks like it's going to be called var greeting. It's going to be a function which takes in a name. I'm just, going off of intuition here, fixing the syntax to make it look like this. And we're just going to console.log name, and looks like that should work. Let's make sure it does. There's a problem with your syntax. Unexpected token var. Oh, my bad. Let me get rid of that. And you don't call the greeting function. Oh, I'm supposed to call it. Okay. Greeting and Theo, and then we run that. So now we've formatted our function really nicely, and it's wrapped in that variable. Cool. All right, so next is the dry software development principle, which means if you have a snippet of code that's being used over and over again, you should probably place that in a function that's reusable. So you want to declare a function that calculates the cost of buying 5 oranges. You want to calculate the cost of the 5 altogether. So write a function that does this called orange cost. Okay, it's going to be a function which, let's see, you should take a parameter that is the cost of an orange and multiply it by 5, so the cost, And all we're going to do is we should log the result of multiplication to the console. So we're going to return cost by 5. This is just going to return a number. So now we're going to call it orange cost. We say 20. So let's try this out. See what we get. We get 100. Cool. Return. It's just another form of console.log. So like now, right? If we were to say, var answer is orange cost, this will evaluate to 100. We can use that answer later on. That's all return does. So return keyword, more of that on line 7. After the equal sign, call the function times on line 7. After the equal sign, call the function times 2 with any parameter you want. Okay, so yeah, times 2, say 20, and on line 8 prints out new number. Notice that the value we use is return. Okay, so now we should get 40 in here, like I said before, we store it in there. So let's reset our code. Now we're looking at function return and if else. Okay, so define a function called quarter. So say var quarter equals a function which takes in a number. You wrap that off, and then this is going to return value equal to 1/4 of the parameter. So number divided by 4, this should give us back 1/4. And call the function inside the if statement's condition. If quarter, and put in a parameter value. So we'll say 12. So all this is doing is if this will give me the number divided by. This should give me 3 back. If 3 divisible by 3, or 3 remainder 3 is equal to 0, which it is indeed, then the statement is true. So cool. Let's reset our code. Function with 2 parameters. So we're going to write a function called parameter box, and this is going to take in 2 parameters. So it's going to take in length and width. And then what we're going to do is return length. We do what are we going to do? We're going to do length plus width plus width, and then we're going to call our function parameter box at 20, and we get formula. Call the function pass it any value you like. Return length times width. Okay, so same thing. We can come in here and change that to length times width. Function length times width. I wonder what's complaining there. But oh right, that's not the parameter. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Global and local variables. So the idea of scope and where you declare your variables. So change line 4 to use the var keyword. So this right now is a private variable because it's within the scope of this function. Reset everything inside of here. See as I highlighted it right there. Let me see if I can get it back. Yeah, that's the whole scope. So this is a private variable, but the minute we put var, it's now accessible outside of the scope. Okay, if you use the var word, it declares a new local variable. Okay, so let's save and submit our code. So inside the function, my number is 14. Outside the function, my number is. So this is global, and this is scope to just this function. All right, let's reset our code, and we're going to write a function called. Let me just write this out again for practice. Var name string. This will be a function. It should take in a name, and then what do we want to do with that name? We want to return hi I am plus plus the empty string plus name. Now let's call it name string Theo, and let's print at the console. Hi I am. Let me just grab this. Maybe it didn't want that space in there. Hi I am plus Theo. So I can print anything at the console. Oh, sorry, console.log. Console.log. Oh, okay. I guess we could do this then. Console.log. We could wrap it in console.log, and then this should now work. Cool. Let's move on. So functions, if and else. Another recap here. So what do we want to do? We want to write a function called sleep check. It's a function which takes in num hours, so number of hours, and inside the function write an if statement. So if num hours is greater than or equal to 8, what do we want to do? We want to return this right here. Okay. Else, write our else statement. We want to return, get some more shut-eye, and get that. Call the function with different hours of sleep. So what we're going to do, we're going to call sleep check with 10, sleep check with 5, and sleep check with 8, and see how our function responds. So you're getting plenty of sleep, maybe even too much. Okay, and then the second time we're going to get some more shut-eye, and then the second time, or the third time, we'll get that again. So next, looks like this is the last one. This is the last one. So congratulations on finishing the functions course. Hopefully you can see how powerful functions are and how they can be used in so many contexts with your newly acquired knowledge of functions. Let's go build a rock, paper, scissors game. Next, click save and submit code to get started. So next up will be build rock, paper, scissors, make use of functions to program this game. So next time, guys, we will be on the fourth section, part 4, an introduction to JavaScript CodeCademy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. Give it a thumbs up. I always appreciate the feedback, and see you in the next video, guys. Please support the channel and subscribe. Thanks. Have a great day.